So, when an artist writes a song about a crime, is that art or is that a confession? It seems like a simple question, right? But today, we're going to dive into a legal battleground where the answer can literally mean the difference between artistic freedom and a prison sentence. Okay, just look at this. On the left, you've got one of the most famous lines in music history from Johnny Cash. Everyone hears that and thinks, wow, what great storytelling. It's a character speaking. But then, look at the right. There's this jarring contrast. For rappers, lyrics just like that are often treated completely differently. They're not seen as art, but as literal, autobiographical confessions, read out loud to juries in court. And that double standard is what this is all about. So, let's really dig into how this double standard plays out in the real world, inside the justice system itself, where art is constantly being put on trial as a confession. And this image really says it all, doesn't it? This is the reality for so many artists. Their own creative expression, their music, is used to literally box them in, to paint this picture of them as criminals. And let's be clear, this isn't some hypothetical what-if scenario. This is a tactic that's been used in hundreds of cases to get convictions, often by playing on stereotypes about the artists and their genre. This prosecutorial tactic has become so common, so widespread, that it actually has a name. They call it rap on trial. It's this whole phenomenon where artistic expression is just systematically turned into evidence. So what does rap on trial actually mean? Well, it's the practice of prosecutors taking a defendant's rap lyrics or their music videos and using them in a criminal trial as evidence. They'll say it's proof of motive or intent or sometimes even a direct confession. It's a strategy that basically turns this huge part of youth culture and art into Exhibit A. And believe me, this isn't something that happens once in a blue moon. We're talking about, get this, around 700 court cases since the late 1980s where rap lyrics have been used as evidence. 700. So yeah, this isn't just a few isolated incidents. It's a full-blown prosecutorial strategy that's been used for decades. And you might think this is just a US thing, but it's absolutely not. This is a global issue. I mean, look at the UK. You have the drill group 1011 who are actually given court orders, get this, banning them from rapping about certain topics. Then you have Skengdo and AM who got suspended prison sentences just for performing a song. I mean, think about that. That is the legal system stepping in to directly police what art can and can't be made. Okay, so why? Why does this keep happening? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is a fundamental, and I mean fundamental, misunderstanding of rap as an art form. If you want to see why these lyrics shouldn't be taken literally, you have to understand the rules of the game, the genre's artistic conventions. First up, and this is a big one, the persona. Just like an actor playing a role or a novelist writing a character, a rapper often creates a persona. Take Ice-T. He was super clear about his song Cop Killer. He wasn't confessing to anything. He was performing in the first person as a character who was fed up with police brutality. Confusing the artist with the art, I mean, that's just a basic mistake. All right, next you've got braggadocio and hyperbole. Fancy words for exaggerated boasting, right? This is a total cornerstone of rap. It comes right out of the competitive spirit of rap battles. It's all about who's the cleverest, who's the toughest, who's the best. It is artistic exaggeration, plain and simple. It's not a sworn affidavit. And this quote from the rapper Abracadabra, man, it just cuts right to the heart of it. He said, "Our art is imitating our life, not the other way around." Think about that. Artists are reflecting the world they see around them. But prosecutors, they flip that completely on its head. They try to argue that the art is actually a blueprint for crime, which totally misses the point of social commentary. But look, this misunderstanding, it's not just a matter of opinion or different interpretations. We actually have scientific research that shows just how deep the bias against rap music really goes. And there was this one fascinating experiment that proved it beyond a doubt. So here's how the experiment worked. Researchers took a set of identical, violent song lyrics, and they gave them to two different groups of people. Here's the catch. The only thing they changed was the label. They told one group the lyrics were from a rap song, and told the other group they were from a country song. What happened next was pretty revealing. The results were just, wow, so stark. When those exact same lyrics were labeled rap, people rated them as way more offensive and way more dangerous. Remember, the words were identical. The only thing that changed was the genre label. And that right there reveals this incredibly powerful, deep-seated bias.
And it gets worse. The bias doesn't just stop with the song itself, it transfers directly onto the artist. Follow-up studies found that when the lyrics were labeled rap, people were much more likely to just assume the songwriter was a criminal or in a gang. And that is the exact prejudice prosecutors can tap into and exploit in front of a jury.
Now, while this intense focus on rap might feel like a new thing, the desire to censor what's seen as dangerous music is, well, it's not new at all. This fight is just the latest chapter in a long, long history of policing art. I mean, just look at this timeline. You can see the pattern repeating over and over again. You go back to World War I, and you have a famous composer demanding a ban on Wagner's music in France. Fast forward to 1990, and you've got the hip-hop group 2 Live Crew getting arrested for performing their own songs. Then jump to 2018, and London police are asking YouTube to pull down drill music videos. And right now, today, the rapper BG has to get his lyrics approved by his probation officer before he can release them. The music changes, the century changes, but that impulse to control what artists say, that stays exactly the same.
So what's really at stake in all of this? I mean, it's so much bigger than just music. First off, it's a battle over the First Amendment, over freedom of speech. It's about the very real risk of criminalizing an entire culture, especially a culture tied to Black and young people. It's about the danger of letting these proven biases sway a jury's decision. And, of course, it creates this massive chilling effect, where artists start to second-guess themselves, afraid to say what they really want to say because their own words could be twisted and used against them in court.
And this quote from BG, the same artist we just mentioned whose lyrics are being pre-screened, it really brings everything full circle. He says, "We saw 2 Live Crew and NWA go through that 30 years ago, and we're still saying that rap is pretty much on trial." He's pointing out that this isn't some new fight. Hip-hop has been defending its right to just exist as an art form for decades, and that exact same battle is still going on right now. And that just leaves us with one big, crucial question, doesn't it? Why does this battle for artistic freedom have to be fought over and over again by every generation? Why does music, I don't care if it's opera, rock, or hip-hop, have to constantly defend its own right to exist? Why do artists have to keep fighting the same fight for the right to create, the right to comment on the world, and the right to be heard without their art being turned into a confession?